Alright, Shalom, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. As you should know by now, Yahweh is the name of the Most High Power, who the world ignorantly calls God. The Ancient of Days, the Father of Spirits, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Holy One of Israel, the Lord of Hosts, which brought the Israelites out of the land of Egypt. Yahweh Shah Mashiach, his only begotten Son, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, who gave his life for the sins of the nation of Israel and resurrected on the third day, and is coming back in these last days, being sent from the Most High to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, about to get into this, about haughtiness, pride, and also lofty looks, and just basically, a lot of people having a prideful heart, so I'm just gonna kick it off. This is Psalms 10:4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. One more time, this is Psalms 10:4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. A lot of men use this for Esau, which we can use for Esau, we use for all the heathens. But also, which is very big on this, is Jake. Our people is like this everywhere you go. Whether low level, you got people that's puffed up well, first and foremost, you got people that's puffed off over certain riches, certain money, so they feel they somewhat important. Or you might have some women where they get a lot of attention from men. These people do not seek after the Most High. They think they somebody. And I say to myself all the time, at the same time, it's a good thing that everybody is not immortal. Because just look how corruptible everybody is. Everybody's corruptible on earth now. But just imagine how prideful people are. Imagine if they was immortal. They would be the biggest blasphemers. They'll be calling themselves the Most High. You already have corruptible men already seeing these type of things. So just imagine. This is 2 Samuel 22:28. And the afflicted people thou wilt save, but thine eyes are upon the haughty, that thou mayest bring them down. All the haughtiness will be brought down. We're gonna get into more scriptures about that. Everybody that is haughty and has lofty looks will be brought low. And a lot of us, even in the truth, we're prideful. We have pride because knowledge puffs up. So sometimes we gotta examine ourselves. Not sometimes. I was about to say sometimes. All the time we must examine ourselves, because we ought not to be prideful. We ought to, because we is humble when we first got the truth. We ought to remain humble. But sometimes it gets harder, because when that knowledge increases, that pride also increases. So we have to remain humble. At the same time too, if you get in some type of knowledge and then you get in prideful, it's like that pride blocks your mind. So your knowledge is not going to increase. You're going to be prideful with the little knowledge that you have, because none of us have 100% truth. So you're going to be prideful with the little knowledge that you have, and you're not going to grow. Because you're so puffed up in what you think you know, and it's just not going to increase. So you satisfied with a small portion of knowledge, because that's what we all have at the end of the day. It might seem much, but we have a very small portion of knowledge, because we can't search out all the works of the Most High Power Yahweh. This is Psalms 131. I'm gonna start the first verse. Is a very short chapter. Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty. Neither do I exercise myself in great matters, or in things too high for me. That's beautiful right there. I'm gonna read it again. This is Psalms 131, starting at the first verse. Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty. Neither do I exercise myself in great matters, or in things too high for me. Verse 2. Surely I have behaved myself and quieted myself, as a child that is weaned of his mother. My soul is even as a weaned child. One more time, Psalms 131 verse 2. Surely I have behaved and quieted myself, as a child that is weaned of his mother. My soul is even as a weaned child. Yahweh Shah said that we must humble ourselves as little children to make it into the kingdom of heaven. He also spoke about things that's written in the law and in the prophets and the Psalms concerning him. So even a lot of things in the Psalms, and what I'm finding out is a lot of things even in the Apocrypha. I found countless scriptures even in the Apocrypha. You find that Yahweh Shah quoted. It's a very beautiful thing, and it's amazing. But we all have to humble ourselves as little children. You even examine a little child, and not to be simple and then act as though one who doesn't have knowledge and become foolish. Because when you grow with wisdom, what's that scripture? I think Paul said, when I was a child, I speak as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. So it's not for us to be simple and actually try to be identical to a child, but humble ourselves as children. Children ain't really puffed up. Be honest, a lot of children, is a scripture I see in the Apocrypha, they are miserable as babes. Babies are miserable. And that's why Yahweh Shah in Matthew 5, he said all of that. This is because when you miserable, you ain't prideful, man. If you miserable and prideful, you just a fool. But when you miserable, when you have misery and you pour in the spirit, you meek, you meek and you lowly. This is Matthew 5:3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Reading on. Verse 4. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Like I said, babies are miserable. They come out the womb crying, and they always crying. What they say, misery loves company. Babies always want attention. They start crying, and what you gotta do? You gotta play with them. You gotta cater to them. You gotta hospitality and all that other stuff. So babies are miserable. Like I said, with misery comes a meek and a lowly, contrite spirit, and you gotta humble yourself as a little child. Even toddlers is like that. This is verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. A little child also, children don't really hold no grudges like that. Children are always, ready to forgive. Children will forgive you for something very quickly. Even if they feel you wrong for it, they'll cast it behind themselves like it never happened and show love towards you. This is verse 8. Blessed are the poor in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. Verse 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecute they the prophets which were before you. Just getting into a little bit of that. This is I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna read this again actually. This is Psalms 131. I'm gonna read the whole chapter. There's only 3 verses. Starting at the first verse. Lord, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty. Neither do I exercise myself in great matters, or in things too high for me. Surely I have behaved and quieted myself, as a child that is weaned of his mother, my soul even as a weaned child. Let Israel hope in the Lord from henceforth and forever. This is Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. One more time. This is Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. That's going to happen to a lot of these people, because a lot of these people was puffed up in their pride. You got people that's proud just off of things off the internet. Instagram likes and Facebook likes and all type of attention. You got a lot of people that's puffed up for that. You have poor people that's puffed up off of just the internet, and they walk around everywhere like they somebody, and a lot of them is poor. You got a lot of people that's poor acting like they and like I said, you got a lot of people that's acting like they immortal. Nobody who's mortal should be running around like they somebody, you know. First and foremost, people like people say you got people running around like their SHIT don't stink. Like they not corrupt, boo. Like they not gonna stink if they don't go and take a shower. You got people acting like that, like they incorruptible. But everybody's gonna be brought low on that day of the Lord, that great and terrible day of the Lord, the great and terrible day of Yahweh. One more time, it's Proverbs 16:18. Pride go before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. And I remember that fight with Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. You know, Conor McGregor saw he's gonna win that match until he got caught. He got caught out there, and he got humiliated in front of the whole world. Got choked out. It's one thing to get knocked out. You know, somebody could say that it was by accident or something, but he tapped out in front of the whole world. He got choked out. He didn't even get put to sleep. He tapped out. He gave up. That's one of the most prideful men in on TV right now in Hollywood. That's nationally known. It's Conor McGregor. He got brought low. This is that was just an example. This is Proverbs 16:19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. One more time, it's Proverbs 16:19. Better is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. You know, there's a scripture that says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So going through all these scriptures and seeing what's going to happen to the end of the haughty spirit and those who have lofty eyelids, because, you know, scriptures say a man may be known by his look. So if you have lofty eyelids, you're proud. And the scriptures always say, and the Apocrypha says the whoredom of a woman may be known by her looks, and the haughtiness of her in the eyelids, roughly paraphrasing. So that's also known. So when you see a woman, she all proud and she lofty, that woman is a straight up whore. You know, that's one of the first indicators you can perceive of a woman, how a woman really is. You know, and even you have women that look meek. Looks will also be deceiving. You have women that look like they meek and they not. They some of the biggest whores. You gotta watch out for them quiet women too, cause they ain't right either, a lot of them. But anyway, I'm getting back to this. This is like I said, the scripture that says, I don't know what scripture right now, but it says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. And like I said, you seeing what's gonna happen to the end of all these people, we would consider those who are prideful and lofty and haughty to be fools. And the scripture said, companion of fools shall be destroyed, and he that walketh with wise men shall be wise. So we would consider and we perceive that wise men will be in a meek and a lowly and a humble spirit, with no pride, without pride. And if they do have pride, they're gonna examine themselves and try to get that off of them, because we all that's another work of the flesh right there, that pride. Nobody's exempt from having it. This is Proverbs 18:12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. One more time, Proverbs 18:12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. You know, that's how it is right now. You got look at all these politicians and all that. They very their heart is very haughty, not knowing that the day of the Lord cometh and the destruction is nigh. You got people like the Rothschilds. You got all these people blaspheming. All these so-called celebrities and all of that. They very haughty, but they don't know that they're gonna be brought low. Not even brought low. They're gonna get utter destruction, ultimate destruction. That's what's coming for them. So blessed are the meek, and blessed are the lowly, and blessed are the poor in spirit. And it says before honor is humility. You know, you have a lot of men, you know, scriptures say one who was never thought of will wear the crown. And that's what's gonna happen. You know, you have a lot of scriptures like that in Wisdom of Solomon. This is Proverbs 21:24. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. One more time, Proverbs 21:24. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. You know, you look into this scripture, you find out it's talking about like an excessive amount of pride, a mass amount of pride. That's what it's talking about. This is Proverbs 30:12. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. One more time, Proverbs 30:12. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness.